Hi, good morning all. I welcome you all to HashLearn Studios live classes for the banking exams. Today's topic is profit and loss. So you know that profit you will make when you sell certain items more than the cost price. Example, suppose if your cost price was 300 and you sell it at 330, what happens? You'll make a profit because you're selling 30 rupees more than the cost price. So it's so simple. If you want to identify what percentage of profit you are making, selling price minus cost price divided by the cost price. So how much you will get? This is 30, 330 minus 300 is 30 divided by the cost price is 300. So that is 1 by 10. If you want the percentage, you need to multiply it by 100. So that will give you 10%. So remember one formula, your profit percentage is selling price minus cost price divided by cost price into 100. So this is the one most important formula in your profit and loss. So when you will make a loss, it's very simple. When you sell the product lower than the cost price, at a price lower than the cost price, you will be making a loss. Then you can calculate the loss percentage using the same formula, that will be negative. Okay, with this I'll explain the same concept by taking some examples here. Yeah, here is an example. By selling an article for Rs 69, there is a loss of 8%. When the article is sold at 78 rupees, the gain or loss percent is the question. See, there is a person, he is selling an article for 69 rupees and there is a loss of 8%. Here one important note, always you should know the cost price. What is your cost price? We don't know. Let's keep it as X. We know the selling price because it is 69 rupees. He is selling and he is making a loss. Okay. Cost price is X means, you know that he is selling at 8% loss means he is selling at 92% of X rupees. So sold at, see here 0.92 percent is nothing but how that 0.92 is coming is 1 minus 8. 1 minus or 100 minus 8 you can do it, that is your 92. So sold at 92 into x, that should be equal to 69. So you can do the simplification. 92 divided by 100 into x is equal to 69. Then what is your x will be? 69 into 100 divided by 92. You can do the calculations. So this will go in 4 1s are 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, 4 25s are 23 into 3 that will be equal to 25 into 3, that will give you 75 rupees. So what he is doing here is he is selling at 69 at a loss of 8%, means actually he has purchased at 75 rupees. Then the question is, he is selling at 78 rupees. When he sells the product at 78 rupees, he is making a profit of 3 rupees. You know that how? It's very simple. 78 minus 75 is 3 rupees. So then what is the percentage they are asking you? It's very simple. In the last class I had told you one important note. When they ask you 100%, you take the whole number 75 rupees. When they ask you 10%, you can skip by 1 decimal point, that is 75, 1 decimal point will become 7.5, that is 7 rupees 50 paisa. If there is a requirement for 1%, you jump by 2 decimals. So 1% will be, if you jump by 2 decimals, it will be 75 paisa, 0.75. What will be 3 rupees? Very simple, 0.75 again will give you 2%, 1 rupees 50 paisa. Similarly, if you do your 3 rupees, you will get at 4%, that is 4 into 0.75 will give you 3 rupees. So he is making a gain of 4%. So this you can calculate in the mind. For 75 rupees, which is the cost price, he is selling at 78 rupees. He is keeping a margin of 3 rupees, that is the profit amount. 75%, 75 rupees, 1% is 75 paisa, so 3 rupees will come at 4%. So answer is option B. Is it clear? Yeah. Let us go to the next example here. By selling an article at 240, a man incurs a loss of 10%. Okay. What price should he sell it so that he makes 20% profit? Okay, no problem. It is similar to the last case. 10% loss means 100 minus 10 will give you 90. Let the cost price be X rupees. So he is selling at what? 0.90 into X rupees is equal to 240 rupees. 10% loss means he is selling at 90% of the amount what he has purchased. So 90% of the amount what he has purchased is 0.9 into X is equal to 240. So you can write it as 90 by 100 is equal to 240. Your X will be 240 into 100. You can cancel this. 3 3s are 9. 3 8s are 24. Yes. So So 800 into 800 by 3. Okay. Now at what price he should sell it so that he makes 20% of 20% profit. What is 20%, which will be equal to 1.2. So that 800 divided by 3 into 1.2 you do. That will give you 800 by 3 into 12 by 10. You can cancel it, 3 4s are 12, 8 4s are 32, 100 by 10, if you cancel it, 320 rupees. Why I am multiplying it with 1.2? The reason behind this is he is making 20% profit. See, you should make 20% is nothing but full 100, 20% extra, it is 120, or you can write it as 1.2. If it is 30% extra, you can multiply it by 1.3. If it is 10% less, 100 minus 10 is 90, you can multiply it with 0.9. Suppose if there is a 30% loss, 100 minus 30 is 70, so you can multiply it with 0.7. So you got my point? Yeah. So problem number 2, the option is D. Fine, then let us go to the next example. Okay, the difference between the selling price and the cost price of an article is 210 rupees. If the profit percent is 25%, then the selling price of the article is, how much is the question? Okay, let the cost price be X rupees. Then what is your selling price? Is it clear? Okay, because the difference between cost price and selling price is 210. If the profit percent is 25, then the selling price of the article is what, is the question. Okay. So X X plus 210 minus X divided by X is 25%, is this much. With this, can you tell me what is your X? Your X will be equal to or better we can do that will be, okay, 210 is nothing but 25%, or you can do this method also, which will be very simple. X into 1.25 will be equal to 210. This is the best way. What will be your X if you want to calculate? This is by 100, I will take it down here. This is 1.25, 125. Let me erase this. I will write it neatly. Cost price and X plus 210 is the selling price. If the profit percent is 25, then the selling price of the article is what? See, 25%, I will write it as 1.25 divided by 100, that will give you what? X. This is 125, 125 by 100 is equal to, selling price will be X plus 210 rupees. Once you shift the terms, $125 minus 100 by 100 into X will give you 210. So your X will be equal to when you cross multiply 210 into 100 divided by 25, that will give you 4 2s are 8. So 840 rupees you will get. Therefore, what is the selling price of an article? Selling price will be 840 plus 210 will be equal to 0, 4 plus 1 is 5, 8 plus 2 is 10, which is there in the option B. Is that okay? So 1050 is the answer, which is option B. Please make a note of this point. If the profit is 25%, as I told you, 100, 25% extra means 100 plus 25 will become 125. That is, you can take it as 1.25 or you can write it as 125 by 100. Okay, fine, let us come to the next problem. Yeah, so Richa purchased an article at 4 by 5 of the list price and sold it at 20% more than the list price. What is Richa's profit percent is the question. See here, they have not given you the list price, but we can consider that $100, because the option is in percentage only, you can consider the list price to be 100. So what is the cost price? You can say 4/5 of the list price, which is 80 rupees, you can say. This is the cost price, and sold it at 20% more than the list price. See, as I have told you, 10%, 100% is full 80 rupees. What will be your 10%? 8 rupees. And what will be your 1%? 80 paisa. So similarly, when they tell you 20% more means, I will write simply 8 plus 8, 16. Is it 106? Yes? Fine. Then what is that they are asking? They are asking you that will be equal to selling price is 106, the cost price is 80 divided by 80. If you do it, this is 96, sorry. That will be your 96, not 106. Eight plus 8 is 16, and that is your 96. So 20% more than the list price. What is your list price? Your list price is, to be noted here, that is the list price. So 20% more will give you 120 rupees, because 100 plus 10 plus 10. Then what is the profit will be selling price? Cost price by the cost price. So cost price is 80, whereas it is sold at 1, which is 1, 4 ones are 4 twos are which is 0.5, or you can say it as 50% into 100 you have to do. So which is option A. So list price, the point here is it is sold at 20% more than the list price. It is not the purchase price, 20% more than the cost price. It is not that, it is 20% more than the list price. That is what you need to consider. The list price is 100 plus 20 will give you 120. So it is sold at 120 rupees and it was purchased at 40 rupees, 80 rupees. The difference amount was 40. So 40 by 80 will give you half, which is 50% profit Richa is making. Okay, fine. See, X sells 2 articles for 4,000 rupees each with no loss and no gain in the transaction. If one was sold at 25% and the other is sold at a loss of, what is the question? Very simple problem. So you should consider here there are 2 items, both are sold at 400. So the total transaction amount is 8,000 rupees. If one was sold at a gain of 25%, so how will you calculate 25% gain? I told you, take as 1.25, 100 plus 1.25. Then what will be your cost price of the first article? Cost price of first article, he is making a profit of 25%. How much that will be? 4,000 rupees he is making. So what is the cost price of first article? $125 by 100 is equal to 4,000. So what is your cost price of first article? 4,000 into 100 by 125. If you cancel 25 4s are 25 5s are. Then again it will go in 400, it will go 5 1s are 5 8s are 40, 32. So this is going to give you 3,200 rupees. Okay. So make a note here, the cost price of the first article is 3,200 rupees. So this has been sold at 25% gain, which is nothing but 4,000. If one was sold at a gain of 25%, the other was sold at a loss of. What will be your selling price of the, sorry, the cost price? Second article, that will be equal to you know that the transaction amount is 4,000, 4,000, 8,000 minus 3,200 will give you how much? That will be 4,800. Is it clear? So you can make a note here, this is 4,800 and that is 4,000. How much loss he is making? Very simple, 4,800 minus 4,000 divided by 4,800. I will just tell you a simple way. There is a difference of 800 rupees difference. What is 10% of 4,800? 480 rupees. What will be 20%? Your 20% will be 960 rupees. So 10% is 480, 20% is 960. Where will be your 800? It will be just behind 20. Just behind 20. Then is it 18% or 16%? Behind 20. There are two options behind 20. So 960, if it is 18%, you will reduce by 9.6 rupees, 9.6 rupees, right? So option C will be your answer, 16.66%. So 4,800 minus 4,000 by 4,800, if you do it, you will get the option to be 0.166 into 100. If you do, your option will be 16%, that is your option C. Means he is selling at a loss. Okay. Fine, then let us go to the same. Okay, before going to that, I would like to solve the problem, previous section's contest question. So in a computer exam, the student scored 45% marks in the first paper. 45% marks in the first paper is nothing but 45% marks in the first paper. Out of the total 200, how much he should score in the second paper? I will take it as X% in the second paper, total 250. If he is to get an overall average of 160 by 3%, what is X they are asking you? Very simple. So 45 by 100 into 200 plus x by 100 into 250. So 160 divided by 3, 160% is 160 by 3 into divided by 100. Solve it. Your x should be 60%. Option D will be your answer. This is a simple equation which you can simplify and get the answer. Okay. Let us come to the contest question. The market price of an electric iron is 690 rupees. The shopkeepers allows a discount of 10% and gains 8%. If no discount is allowed, his gain percent would be how much is the question. Price of an article is 690. The shopkeeper allows a discount of 10% and gains 8%. If no discount is allowed, then his gain percent would be how much? Okay, fine, then let us come back to the next question. A house and a shop were sold at 1 lakh rupees each. Okay. In this transaction, the house sale resulted in 20% loss, whereas the shop sale resulted into 20% profit. Then the entire transaction resulted into what? It's a no loss, no gain, or a gain or 1/24th lakh, one loss of 1/12th of a lakh, loss of 1/18th of a lakh. Okay. The house is sold at the 20% loss. What is 20% means? 20% loss is nothing but 80% of the cost price. Therefore, 80% of your cost price is equal to 1 lakh. What is this? This is your cost price of a house I will take. So that is 80 by 100 into cost price of house is equal to 1 lakh. What is your cost price of house? So if you can cancel this with this, 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 4 25s are 25 5s are 125. So your cost price of an house is 1,25,000 rupees. Okay. Whereas the sale of the shop resulted in 20% of the profit. What was the transaction? 2 lakhs minus 1,25,000. That will give you 75,000. Okay. So your cost price of shop resulted 20% profit, in the sense See, 20% profit, I will take it as 1.2 is equal to 75,000. So what does the amount will tend to? Cost price of shop 120 by 100 or 12 by 10 if you do also. $7,500 into 10 by 12 I will do. So if you do the simplification, what happens? 2, it will go in 3 4s are 12, 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. So 250 250,000 100 into 10 by 4. If you do the simplification again, 2 2s are, then this will go in 125, 5. So 125 into 5, 625, 100. So that will give you 62,500. Okay. So what is the total? So that will give you a difference 1,25,000 plus 62,500, 5, 7, 8, 1,87,500. So what is the difference amount between these two? 2 lakh. Minus 1,87,500. That will give you 12,500. Okay. So you know that your net loss, this will be approximately will be equal to 1/12 of the lakh. The amount will be equal to 1/12 of the lakh. Okay, fine. Let's come to the next question. Next question is, after selling 120 articles, one person had a profit of selling price of 20 articles and cost price of 10 articles. Okay, let me keep the articles. The price as SP and cost of articles as CP. So after selling 120 articles, so 120 selling price minus 120 cost price. So this is the profit I am talking. This will be your profit. Had a profit of 20 articles and 10 cost price articles. What is the percentage profit is the question. So just do the simplification. if you shift this side, if you shift this one this side and this one that side, 120 SP minus 20 SP, 10 CP plus 120 CP, 100 SP is equal to 130 CP. That will give you selling price by cost price will be equal to 13 by 10, you can say. So what is the profit percent is the question. So if you want profit percent, that is, you know the formula, selling price minus cost price by your cost price into 100. So when you do minus 1, if you want, you do 13 by 10 minus 1, you will get that, which will be equal to 3 by 10 into 100. That will give you the option to be 30%. Is that okay? Which is there in option D. Let's come to the next. Yeah. Cost price of 19 articles is same as selling price of 29 articles. So what is the loss percentage is the question. So how will you calculate your loss percent? I told you cost price of 19 articles is equal to selling price of 29 articles. So what is SP divided by CP? SP is 29 divided by CP is 19. When you do SP by CP, that will be equal to 19 divided by 29. Okay. So how will you identify the loss? You know that loss percentage, that will be equal to, you know that, what is the difference? 19 minus 29 divided by 29. Negative sign represents just, it is a loss. What is 10 divided by 29 into 100? So 10 divided by 29 into 100, that is, you can say it as 1000. When you divide it by 29, 29 it will go in 3 times, 9 3s are 27, 3 2s are 6, 130, then again it will go in 4 3s are 12, so approximately it will be option B. Because we are getting 34, so you have only one option with the 34%, which is your option B. That is the answer. Okay, fine. So these were the few examples on profit and loss topic. There are a couple of questions which are there for you to solve in the home. CPPs are there, so please try to solve them. See you all again in the next class with the next topic. Thanks for joining us. See you.